Gen 1 PT Cruiser 2004 model. Guys, I finally got some more history on this. Alright, it was towed in. I'm trying to show y'all the miles. 130,000 miles. It was towed in, guys. They have replaced Cousin Pookie strikes again. They done replaced everything. Y'all see that? Shiny? That's because it's new. See this battery? That's because it's new. See the freaking alternators down there shining? That's because it's new. You see these damn plug wires right here shining? Nice pretty coil? That's because it's new, guys. It had a P03 the ignition coil 1 code. I can't remember the name of it. That's what they told me up front. I got some more history on it. It had a ignition coil. Now remember, this coil splits in half. This is a 4-cylinder, so the coil gonna fire off 2 cylinders at a time. One of those coil number 1 is not firing. This car basically running off 2 cylinders. All right, Cousin Pookie done replaced a whole bunch of stuff. Now what my job is to find out what's wrong with it. Yes, guys, I'm not gonna throw parts at it. Actually, there's no parts left to throw at it. So my job here is to find out what's wrong with it and fix it. Y'all stay tuned for the long video, baby. Alrighty, guys, as promised, how many miles on this thing? I told y'all we about to start a long video. I can't see. 123. All right, as promised, we starting a long video. Now, due to the nature of the bus network system, my regular scan 2 don't work. So guys, like I said, outside you can see all these new plug wires, new coil. Now I'm thinking they had a coil code or injector code, and all this stuff is new. Cousin Pookie strikes again. Okay, there's a difference between diagnosing the cars and replacing a bunch of parts. All right, let's dig into this, because I had to pull out my software version of my DRB called the emulator. All right, so we're gonna go here. Yes. DRB standalone, yes. No, we're gonna hit enter. Yeah, this is a 2004 all engine. Now let the computer scan to find the engine size and all that good stuff. There we go. 2004 PT Cruiser 2.4 blah 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 blah. Now let's go enter. Let's go down to DTCs, and ladies and gentlemen, what we will find is read DTCs. Alrighty, ignition coil 1 secondary circuit insufficient ionization. Now guys, y'all know how this coil is set up. There's only one coil, so when you see ignition coil number 1, that doesn't mean there's multiple coils. All right, this is a inline 4-cylinder, all right, dual overhead cam engine. All right, now the coil is split in half. It may fire, it's only 4 cylinders, right? So it may fire, I don't know, 1 and 3, or either 2 and 4, or vice versa at the same time. I don't know it by heart, but based off the looks of this, yes, that's a new coil and new plug wires. Now I know, guys, I'm no different, okay, but this is back in my early years. If I saw that code, yes, I would have been upselling a ignition coil and plug wires, no different than anybody else. But now that I'm older and wiser and found out there's more, diagnostic is more in-depth than usual, yes, I can't be reckless like that anymore. Okay, my image is at stake here. So I don't know what Cousin Pookie, I can see what they did, but I don't know what led them to that. Well, I can assume the code led them to that. This code is active, meaning it's present real time right now. Now, here's what we need to do. We need to find out if the communication between, now you can pull this code up, guys, and run a diagnostic. You see that? Whoa, is that a new PCM? Holy crap. I was just finna speak on the fact that between the PCM and the coil is wiring. All right, so looks like they automatically assumed the drivers inside the PCM was causing it, so they stuck a PCM in it. Oh my goodness, that is a new PCM, guys. Let me get this straight. You got a coil code, so I got a new PCM, new coil, new plug wires, and possibly new plugs, and I still got this problem. It's time for JT to do some diagnosis. All right, some of this stuff I can't film and do. I know y'all hate that. Y'all want to see what's going on, but here's what I'm finna explain. What I'm about to do. I'm about to pull up the circuit, right? And I'm gonna find out the wire that feed ignition coil 1. Where does it come from? Okay, what connector? It's a 4-pin PCM right there. Come on, laptop, don't fall. This is a 4-pin PCM, so I need to find out which connector houses the wire that feed the coil. What I'm gonna do is a load test from point A to point B, and if my load or if my wiring is okay, I got a driver problem, but that's a brand new PCM. So what are the chances of me having a bad PCM and a bad coil. Slim to none. So guys, we may be looking at an open circuit. Okay, I'm talking hypotheticals. You're never gonna know this stuff until you actually perform the test. So without further ado, let me get on the big computer, pull this code up, and look at the circuitry and see where we go from here. All right, y'all hold tight. Alrighty guys, so I got the specific code pulled up, P2302 guys, and it's pretty vague as hell guys. I do not like this. You know we all do. Look at the possible causes: spark plug, ignition wires, ignition coil. All of this has been replaced. I'm not counting it out. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's been replaced. Here's what I'm gonna do guys. I do not like this diagnostic procedure. Like I say, it's a little vague. Check this, check that. If it's not, replace the plug, ignition wires, blah 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 blah. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, replace the spark plugs. If you read all of this and you run through this, it says if the answer is yes, replace the plug. If no, replace the coil. All of that's been replaced. Again, I'm not counting that out. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in rogue. All right, I'm gonna remove this connector from the coil. I got the ignition coil unplugged. What I was gonna do is check. There's only 3 wires on here. One is the ASD and one is for coil 1 and one is for coil 2. But I'm unable to run the car because the plenum, I need to check this while doing a plenum. So what I'm gonna do is plug this back up, tie in my breakout box, and go to the computer and find the diagram and see if these particular coils are firing off. Okay, I can show y'all better. I can tell you. So I'm gonna splice into connector 2 on that PCM, which is this one right here, and I will be able to do all my testing right here on the breakout box. All right, let me plug this back in. We're gonna go that route. Okay, that way I can get a straight shot diagnosis as to do I have an open circuit or a part failure. All right, plugged in. Hold tight. Alright guys, I'm back at the computer. Remember I told y'all I need to find out which pin from the PCM feeds the pins to the ignition coil. C2 represents connector. Connector 2 is the 4 connector PCM setup. I need the second one, connector 2. Now let's find out which one feeds the ignition coil. Alright, so cavity, you can see cavity right here. Cavity 9 and 10. Alright, cavity 9 feeds ignition coil 2. Cavity 10 feed ignition coil 1. Okay, this is a 4-cylinder engine with a split coil setup. All right, so what I'm going to do, I got my breakout box. I'm going to go tie in to pin 9 and 10 and see if that duty cycle ground is there. Remember, this is a 3-pin coil. The middle one, which is ASD, is powered all the time. So this thing is operating off duty cycle ground. All right, so let's go back to the car and check something. Alrighty guys, we back at the car and this thing running bad. I'm probably running off 2 cylinders now. Remember, the coil is split. So as you can see, my breakout box is tied in to connector 2. Here's my test light. I got it on a positive. I can't take this off, but it's on the positive end, which means my test light, if it lights, that signal ground. We're looking for duty cycle ground. All right, what I say, pin 9 and 10. All right, so this car is running. Both of these should be lit. Let's see, 9 and 10. What's happening number 9? Uh-oh, guys, I got nothing. Let's see number 10. Whoa. So what did we say 10 was? Coil number 2. So coil number 2, I'm getting the duty cycle ground to coil number 2. Coil number 1, I'm not. That's probably why I set that code. In fact, I know that's why I set that code. It's not, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So could it be a driver inside the PCM? Or could it be an open circuit? Right, I have no way to actuate ignition coil number 1. That was not a feature in my scan tool. So, oh my goodness, what I need to do is a load test, guys. I'm gonna do an ohm test because I just want to see if it's connection. Do I have connection at pin? What we say, pin 9? Now, what number is pin 9 on that 3-way connector on the coil? Let me take that coil back off. I'm gonna see if I got continuity. Yes, you should be doing a load test, don't get me wrong, but I think I left my load test equipment at the other shop. But I'm gonna do a quick ohm test from pin 9 to pin coil 1 on that connector. See if they connected, because as of now, open. I'm getting the duty cycle ground on coil 2. Y'all stay tuned. Alrighty guys, let's continue. Okay, remember what we're doing, and I highly suggest you do a load test. I'm just doing a simple continuity test. Remember our pins, number 9 and number 10. I'm on number 10 now. That go to coil number 2. All right, so I got one end stabbed in the pin 10. Y'all hear that bell? That's what we're doing, a continuity test. I got it set till the bell will go off. So let's put this up to connector 3. See if we hear the bell. Y'all hear that? Ladies and gentlemen, we got continuity on coil number 2. Alright, so let's move this over to pin 9, and we're gonna check the other one. Uh-oh. Nothing, guys. Oh my goodness. Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an open circuit. Okay, this has nothing to do with drivers because the circuit is not complete. You can suspect drivers inside the PCM if the circuitry was complete. That's why it's very important to do a load test, guys. The only thing in between this coil, this PCM and this coil is wiring. Okay, the wiring have to be on point. All right, so technically cousin Pookie replaced that for nothing, and he replaced all of this stuff for nothing. All right, I got an open circuit, so, and who knows what it is. I just verified there's no continuity between. I did a continuity. I have advised you to do a load test. There's no continuity between point A and point B. Now, if I hardwire this, what we call overlay, I should be fine. And if I have a hard time finding an open circuit, because it could be a stretch wire, guys. You ever seen a wire come apart inside the insulations? Yes, it happens all the time. Oh, it drives you crazy. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I gotta sell this first, guys. Now I've wasted an hour diagnosing. Remember, I'm obligated to diagnose, spend an hour diagnosing the car. All right, was this an hour? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, but I'm definitely not finna go tracing down no short, without knowing I'm going to be compensated for it. You see where I'm going with this? And I want y'all to understand what I'm saying here. It was at another shop. They had that ignition coil code, brand new ignition coil, brand new wires, brand new plugs. I can imagine a brand new PCM. It come here because they have exhausted all the easy stuff. That happens, guys. Okay, yes, I no longer laugh at that because it happens. All right, you just can only go so far. All right, I'm the same way when I'm trying to do plumbing at my home. That's it. I'm done. I'm calling somebody else. Yes, it happens in this industry. So, my job here is to find out what's wrong. All right, that's it is what it is, guys. Now I'm gonna have to charge for this. Okay, the diagnostic time is used up. Okay, I don't want to spit out numbers because you guys go into panic mode when somebody yell out numbers. Y'all like, oh my god, how much? Yeah, none of your business. All you messy mechanics out there just itching to start an argument over stupid stuff. It is what you got to pay for. That's the way it is. I mean, we're living in a society that dictate that's how it go. I don't make the rules. My point is, I've exhausted the hour diagnostic time. I'm going to write up an estimate to trace and repair that open circuit, because that's exactly what it is. It's an open circuit from point A, which is the controller. I'm using my breakout box to the connector. All right, it's just simple as that, guys. I'm not going to leave this video open either, because they may not approve it. All right, you know what I'm saying? The dollar amount may turn them off. At the end of the day, it's still a PT Cruiser. I'm not knocking it. Okay, if they spent this much money, they obviously committed at this point. So surely they're not going to turn down what I write up to get it running right. You see where I'm going with this? So I have to shut this video down. Y'all have to stay tuned for the next video, the completion video, where I dig into all of this. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to look for the short first. I'm not just going to overlay a wire from there to there. All right, I'm going to look for it first. And then if I can't find it, yes, I'm going to have to. We'll have no choice but to overlay. All right, so that's all I have for now, guys. I'm sorry it had to end this way, but y'all stay tuned for part 2. All right, I see Ivan doing this all the time, where he have to, go to a different part. Yeah, it happens, guys. YouTube content creator, they got to find a way to. And I don't want this video staying on my hard drive long, so I'm gonna edit it and put it out there. All right, y'all stay tuned, man. The drama continues. Cousin Pookie, mystery cousin Pookie throwing parts at cars, and it's not right. It's here. JT the car guy. I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with it, and I'm gonna fix it. Y'all stay tuned.